But maybe if they do it like this, that Vader has somehow, as you just said, steeped himself so deeply in the dark side, no one could sense Anakin. That might work.
But he has all this emotional weight of, you are the prime Jedi, and you are responsible for the dark side of the Force taking over and controlling the entire galaxy. I want to see that.
I just had an epiphany. I just thought of a way. Now, granted, this is extremely, extremely unlikely, but I just thought of a way that they could do a Vader versus Obi-Wan rematch in real life and make it work. And that is if somehow Obi-Wan doesn't know Vader is Anakin. As I said, that's never going to happen because Obi-Wan will he knows Anakin. He's going to sense it. But maybe if they do it like this, that Vader has somehow, as you just said, steeped himself so deeply in the dark side, no one could sense Anakin. That might work.
Because at that point, it's almost like a completely different person. Darth Vader is not Anakin. And we've seen that in the books and comics and shows and stuff, where Anakin and Vader are portrayed as two different entities, essentially. And we see Anakin coming out in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. And think about this. They've already done something like this in Star Wars before, because there is a comic that shows a fight between Luke versus Vader before Episode 5, where Luke doesn't know that Vader is obviously his father. Vader doesn't know who Luke is other than the kid who blew up the Death Star.
Right. Yeah. That is actually a awesome point. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. Yeah, if he doesn't know who or what Vader is and can't sense Anakin because Vader has smushed him so far into his shell of a burnt crisp of a potato chip person.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. And then halfway through the fight, he realizes that it's Anakin, and we could see the immense heartbreak of finding out this is what you've become. That, or unless they have their fight and then he finds out later or something, but it could be a really emotional moment.
Continue this. Let's continue this thought. Suppose the moment during the fight that the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin, Obi-Wan realizes that Vader's Anakin. Suppose the fight stops right there. Obi-Wan just refuses to fight, says, I've already hurt you enough. I don't want to hurt you anymore. And this is where he tries to plead with him, come back, be Anakin once again.
Obi-Wan once thought as you do.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful right there. I love that. Actually, if they do that, that could be amazing. And see, that's what I was talking about earlier. I'm open to the possibility that they could find ways to make this work to where it doesn't really break all that much canon, to where it appeals to the most amount of people, the most amount of Star Wars fans that it possibly can. And the emotion behind it is the key. If they have these emotional moments.
If I could risk breaking the immersion just a little bit more, this could even this may, at least for me, explain how we could have Reva as the hero. Because suppose while Vader is fighting Obi-Wan as a distraction, the Inquisitors have been sent to the Lars homestead, but surprise, Reva turns good and kills at least some of the Inquisitors, because I know that the Grand Inquisitor and the Fifth Brother have to survive to rebels. But she kills some non-important Inquisitor and basically scares the rest of them off, thus protecting Luke.
Right.
Basically, Vader is fighting Obi-Wan as a distraction to allow the Inquisitors to go kill Luke.
Yeah. And on the topic of Reva, I was talking with a guy at my church who's also a Star Wars fan. He watches the videos. He's a subscriber to the channel. And he saw my video on Reva, on the leaks and everything, and how I was complaining about that. And he said, here's a theory that could make that work. Because as far as we know in the leaks, Reva, whatever it is, turns good, spares Luke, and is the hero. Woohoo! Goes back to Vader, tells him she killed Obi-Wan, and gets killed by Vader. That's the end. She dies the hero, and Obi-Wan is cast to the side. He said, what if only part of that leak is true? And instead of Reva deciding to spare Luke and Owen and Beru, what if it's Obi-Wan that convinces her to come back to the light side? And that would be almost like a partial redemption for him for failing Anakin. It would be some form of closure for Obi-Wan to redeem someone back to the light side. And he told me that, and I said I didn't even think about that, but that actually would be really cool if they made that work. Same thing as you were talking about just a minute ago. It would be really cool if they made that work.
Yes.